This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Alright everyone, hope you're all doing fantastic, having a brilliant day. If you're new to the channel, please click that subscribe button. It's free and brilliant. Now, I wanted to do this video today rather than yesterday when I first seen the news about it, is that because today, September the 22nd, marks the exact 1 year anniversary of DAZN as far as the boxing world is concerned. As in, 1 year ago today, Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Povetkin was the very first fight night that was streamed via DAZN. Sorry, happy anniversary to DAZN as far as boxing is concerned. Now, within that 12-month period, they have gone to length after length after length, and they're now the #1 sports app in the world as far as financials are concerned, okay? Now, this is the kind of video that the PBC fanboys, the extremists, are not going to like, okay? They will thumbs down the video and they'll do all kind of other narratives and blah, blah, blah. Nobody wants an app. You remember all this 12 months ago. Nobody wants an app. Nobody's going to be downloading an app. This thing is going to flop. It's going to fail. Really? But as it is, as history shows, the PBC extremists, these guys are wrong with all their predictions. They're always wrong, okay? So anything that they predict, just go complete opposite, okay? And you'll pretty much get it right. Now, again, with the extremist fans, the ones who are digging in their heels with DAZN, listen, if you're in America, okay, first of all, why would you not want this app? Okay, listen, I wish to God it was here in the UK, okay? I have no affiliation with DAZN or anything whatsoever. So for me, in the reality of it, if it fails or if it's successful, it makes no difference to my life, okay? Because I don't have DAZN, unfortunately. But if you're in America, why would you not want to pay $100 for an entire year of content, not just boxing, but all other kinds of content that they have there as well? $100 for an entire year, rather than pay $75 per pay-per-view that you're having to pay several times per year. It doesn't make any kind of financial sense, right? But again, the extremists, the PBC fanboys, the Wilder fans specifically, they have now become part of DAZN unintentionally, okay? Because a lot of people are saying, well, why is it that Eddie Hearn, every time he goes to New York, he goes to Las Vegas, you get like the PBC fanatical fans allowed to go to the shows or the press conferences and interview Eddie Hearn? And it's very, very simple, because Eddie Hearn knew this was going to come. Essentially now, these guys are reliant on content featuring anything to do with Eddie Hearn or his fighters, the shows, etc., etc. Because if they just suddenly stop doing it, their numbers would drop through the floor. So if you're in America, or specifically New York and Las Vegas, if you don't have a channel, maybe you should create one, because this is where you're going to get huge, huge numbers. Eddie Hearn, I don't know what it is with him, but he drives numbers. He really does. So these channels who are very, very anti Eddie Hearn and what have you, even though in reality, when they actually see him one-on-one and the camera's not rolling, they are kissing his backside. And I know this for a fact, okay? So don't always believe everything that you hear these guys say. They are reliant on Eddie Hearn, and now he pretty much owns their channel now, okay? Because without him, if he suddenly just went, you know what, you are now not coming to the press conferences, okay? I've got everything that I need right now. We're #1. I don't need you anymore. So you want to keep on chastising me? No problem. Now you're banned. These guys, their channels will start to wilt, okay? So if you're in New York, you need to go to these press conferences. This is where you're going to get the numbers, okay? Essentially, you are then going to be reliant on Eddie Hearn and his fighters, okay? And you guys are in a better position than what I am, okay? Because for me, I'm up here in the north of England, in Newcastle, far away from London and the hotbed of boxing here in the UK. So unfortunately, I can't get to some of these events and interview all the fighters and like Eddie Hearn, etc., etc., because I'm stranded here in Newcastle as far as boxing is concerned, because of my little boy, as like a lot of you guys know, with his disability. So if you are in New York and you've got a channel, why would you not go to the press conferences? Your numbers, your subs, your views, everything will go through the roof. So you need this. So everybody who is against Eddie Hearn and against DAZN, you're now licking your wounds on it, aren't you? Okay, because now you are reliant on Eddie Hearn. And he's played you. He has well and truly played you, and you guys were too stupid to realize it. But anyway, moving on. So DAZN is now the #1 app in the world as far as sports is concerned. ESPN is #2, and big up to ESPN, because last year they were #7 and now they're #2. But DAZN, as I said before, they don't just have boxing, they have plenty of other content as well, and at ridiculously priced. So for me, I wish that DAZN was here in the UK. I'll quite happily bin off Sky Sports. And I'm pretty sure if DAZN did come into the UK, then they wouldn't just have Matchroom, they'd probably employ Frank Warren and all his stable as well. Okay, so we get everything under one umbrella, which would be fantastic as far as boxing is concerned. Now, I understand that a lot of people, they want Sky Sports for Formula One, for football, and whatever other kind of sports that they have. For me, I have Sky Sports just for boxing. I'm a football fan too, of course, but my team, Newcastle United, for my sins, I'm only a few minutes drive down the A1 to go see them. So I don't really need Sky Sports to watch my football team. So I could quite happily bin off Sky Sports and just get DAZN for $100 per year. Bring it on. Bring it on. Hurry up, DAZN. Get moving. So they've gone from last year, they were number 2. The year before that, they were down quite considerably. But boxing has really helped drive their numbers. And according to this article, which of course I'll put it in the description box for you guys, a lot of the numbers have been driven by Canelo, especially with Mexico and America. Okay, so the numbers have been really pushed by Canelo specifically. But of course, they have other ones as well, of course, who do drive big numbers, such as Anthony Joshua, of course, we know that one. Alexander Usyk has now come on board. You've got Demetrius Andrade there, and you've got Triple G has joined. You've got Daniel Jacobs, and you've got so many other ones as well, as, along with prospects coming through. So DAZN is the app to have. Again, so for those of those who said, nobody's interested in an app. Okay, but we knew it was going to be successful because people love sports. Okay, especially boxing fans. I mean, if you look at other apps, people cannot function in today's society without apps. You look at your phone, you've got an app. Okay, you've got plenty of apps. So you rely on apps. With DAZN, it's not just on your phone or your iPad or whatever else. It will be on your TV. You've got a smart TV if DAZN is in your country. So why would you not want to do it along with Amazon, along with Netflix? And so it was a pretty obvious win-win. Now, ultimately, next year, of course, these guys are going to be really pushing to start making their money back as far as the boxing branch is concerned. Because I would imagine, obviously I don't know for a fact, but I would imagine that a lot of the money that they're making and the money that they're putting in to boxing is subsidized by the other sports. Ultimately, it all comes out of the same pot, essentially, and gets put back into the same pot, okay? So it's, you know, you just spread the wealth, if you like. But ultimately, they do want to start making money back on boxing as far as DAZN is concerned. So all the big name signings, the signing on fees and the guaranteed dates and this, that and the other, they've now increased their stable where now they can afford to be picky. So all those who were, no, I'm not really sure, like the Charlos or Adrian Broner, flatly turned it down like an idiot that he is. You've got Errol Spence Jr., Deontay Wilder, and Gervonta Davis isn't allowed. So you've got all the, like these other guys who have now missed that opportunity. So when DAZN starts taking over, and it is starting to take over now, then these guys are going to be left out in the cold because Showtime and Fox Sport are not going to be able to compete with DAZN, with the content that they have. They're just not going to be able to do it. At the minute, I'm sure they're doing okay, but at some point, they're not going to be able to afford to pay the kind of money to the fighters that DAZN already have. So DAZN will now focus in on what it is that they've got rather than what they haven't got. So going forward, why would you not want DAZN? Now, even without all the other kind of sports, I mean, I'm not exactly sure what other sports that they have outside of like the Bellator and the Italian Football League and a few others like that. But as far as boxing is concerned, look at the fight dates that they've got already. For $100 for 12 months of content. So you pay $100, don't have to think about it for an entire year. Screw pay-per-views. There's no pay-per-view as far as DAZN goes. Just on pay-per-views here in the UK alone, I pay more than that just on the pay-per-views for Sky Sports here. When you put it all up together, it's only $20. It's only £20 per pay-per-view, but we get more than 5 pay-per-views here in the UK, don't we? Anyway, we'll go through a little bit of the schedule that DAZN already has to close off the year. Triple G versus Derevchenko for the IBF middleweight world title. That'll be on October the 5th. October the 12th, the heavyweight debut of Alexander Usyk against undefeated Dutch fighter in Tyrone Spong. Then October 26th, here in the UK at the O2 Arena, you've got Regis Prograis versus Josh Taylor in the World Boxing Super Series final for junior welterweight. And, of course, Joseph Parker, Derek Chisora on that card, Alonso Coley versus Ngabu, and Lee Selby versus Ricky Burns, Conor Benn's going to be on there and a few others than that as well. So very, very good card, which happens to be pay-per-view here in the UK. So that's £20. November the 2nd, you got Katie Taylor, you got Anthony Crolla, Joshua Buatsi, and a few others. Again, very, very good fight card. You've got, on November the 7th, another World Box Super Series final, a bantamweight for Inoue and Donaire. Again, very, very exciting card. You've got Canelo versus Kovalev, of course. You've got on November the 9th as well, KSI versus Logan Paul. Again, that will drive in a lot of numbers, a hell of a lot of numbers for that one. And of course, to close off the year, you got Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Anthony Joshua, the rematch in Saudi Arabia. But don't forget, in between that, you've also got virtually a fight night every single weekend. For example, October the 19th, you've got Lewis Ritson versus Robert Davis Jr. with Ted Cheeseman versus Scott Fitzgerald on the undercard here in my city of Newcastle. With April Hunter making her professional debut. You've got Savannah Marshall on there. Joe Laws is going to be on there. You've got Lawrence Oseku versus Ricky Summers, and so on and on. Okay, so again, there's so many other cards like that. Why would you not want it? I mean, if it was here in the UK, who wouldn't buy it? You'd be an absolute madman to not buy it, wouldn't you? Anyway, that's what's going on. So DAZN are now the #1 sport app in the world. These guys are making a serious return on their investments, and boxing is helping contribute to a lot of that, especially the higher end of like a Canelo, Joshua, and so-and-so. So anyway, big up to all them guys. And as I said, if you're in America, you need to get going to, if you have access to New York, get to New York, get to Las Vegas. And this is how you're really going to grow your channel. You don't even have to be very good, okay? But you will draw in the numbers as long as you've got your phone or a camera rolling. So get cracking, huh? Anyway, drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.